It would appear we're lagging again, little ones. Here we go, but we're live anyway. I have no idea what's wrong. There is severe problems here. Now, you guys who were here last time, hello everyone, by the way. I'm jumping straight into this because I'm absolutely furious because this is the first time I've been live in a while and there is, again, excessive lag and dropped frame rate. It's not your PC, it's not your computer, it is not your problem, I promise you. It's something to do with mine, but I don't know what it is. The last time, I suspected it was something to do with the fact that my country was being ravaged by a vicious storm. It is no longer being ravaged by a vicious storm. I don't know what's wrong, though. I've checked my OBS and it says here, all it says is dropped frames and then there's like tens of thousands of them. But I've done everything. I've checked for insufficient hardware, high video settings, network issues, like factors like background processors, outdated OBS settings. I've updated them. My wireless connection is fine. There's nothing wrong with the internet. It's perfectly stable. I don't have any excessive encoding settings. My high res, it's not even set to high resolution. It's set to moderate. I don't have a high bit rate. I do not have a low GPU or weak CPU. I have a freaking i9 processor and a 4090. I do not know what's wrong. So if it doesn't fix itself, it's going to be a case of calling the company and yelling at them, which I hate doing. But also, hello everybody. How is everyone today? And welcome, foolish mortals, to my anniversary / channel's birthday live stream, which I am sorry you're not going to be able to enjoy to its fullest capacity because the bitrate is way out and I wanted to play Little Nightmares today. But there's no point because you'll be getting it in 3 frames a minute. So I may as well just talk to you guys. But something I did do is I made gnomes and I hope you can see them. I'm going to leave them on the screen there for a while so that it can actually catch it. But I made some gingerbread gnomes and they look delicious and I am very happy with the way they turned out. Just for a bit of fun. And I might eat one today. So this is going to be more like a podcast for you guys because I would recommend not watching my face. And rather just listening to my voice. Because we're going to have a discussion. I actually just wanted to sit, relax and play the game, but apparently my internet says no. So I'm really sorry about that, but hello to everyone that's able to join. Hello Altac, hello Just GKS, Alison, Detective Fallen, Mr. Concept, hello Idiotic Bookworm. We got some prize winners. I don't know why I stumbled there, but we have prize winners in the chat at the moment. Faceless Art and Skills. YouTubers up in here as well. Skillet and Cleek, hello. How are you? TJ, I haven't watched his channel in over a year because YouTube unsubscribed me. Don't you worry. YouTube has a tendency to beat my ass every now and again. And I think it's just to sort of like keep me on my toes. Oh yeah. Oh, Alison, thank you. Oh, yay. I'm going to give that a big like and a big love heart. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you, celebrating my birthday with me. Also, if we get 4 more donations, I will eat one of those gnomes. Not that you guys, I'll eat it in slow motion so that you guys can actually see. Oh, this frame rate thing is such, it sucks. It sucks so much because I don't know how to fix it. But I want to go live for all these special occasions. This is a very special occasion for me. This is a special day for me. I'm having a really good time. I've had a nice day. I've got cookies. I've got a cheat day beverage. I got cherry cola. Up in here, I didn't have that last time. I had a protein shake because I'm on the old gain train again. So we got back to working out. But yeah, thank you so much, Alison. That's really kind of you to kick us off with a nice little donation to celebrate my 5-year anniversary. I cannot believe I've been on YouTube for half a decade. But yeah, Eat them in exact frame rates. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have to eat them in slow motion. Like, you know, I'll take one bite and pause and let you guys see it. And then take another. The poor creature. I'm going to be eating this gnome in slow-mo. It's not even going to be dead. It's like eating something alive and just, like, prolonging it for a little bit longer. Yeah, Detective, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's not my birthday. It is my channel's birthday. It was 5 years ago today that I made arguably the best decision of my life, which was to start a YouTube channel. And here we are doing it. But you didn't miss my birthday, don't worry, that's still coming up. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff. And yeah, I'm sorry that you're getting ads. I set it to conservative because I want to get paid. Yeah, absolutely. So I need ads on. But you shouldn't be getting tons of them. And I'm really sorry if you are, because that sucks. Hello everyone. Hi Six, how are you? Got here 5 minutes late, don't worry, you haven't missed anything. Literally, if you were hoping to enjoy watching me play Little Nightmares, we're not getting that today because it's doing that stupid frame rate thing again, and I discovered it's nothing to do with the storm. It's something to do with my internet. Never had it before, apart from that one time, and I just assumed it was something to do with the storm, considering my country was being torn apart by it. Now it isn't. There is no reason for these dropped frames, so I'm going to have somebody look at this. Like, someone smarter than me is going to have a little look at this. But yeah, but I'm more than happy to sit and chill and chat with you guys, as long as you don't mind my face in 3 frames per minute. If you're lucky, you might catch me pulling some ridiculous faces like this one. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for everyone that's saying happy birthday, happy anniversary to my channel, happy anniversary to my cult and its leader. Yep, honestly, I know we're a cult. I'm aware that we're a cult. I embrace the fact that we're a cult. But I like to think at least me being a cult leader has some positive influence on you guys. Let me know, actually, in the chat. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm a positive or a negative influence on you all? Do you think I'm a good or bad influence on the decisions you've made in your lives? Let me know, because I'd genuinely be wondering. Hey, also, yeah, Northwind left with your internet. I think he did. Also, I've been calling you Taco, and I don't know if it's Taco or Taco, and I'm really sorry, because I watched Just Jawed stream the other day, and I saw him refer to you as Taco, and I don't know if I've been pronouncing your name wrong all this time, so I'm really sorry if I have. But hello. Here's to a decade more. Yeah, well, honestly, yeah. I would love another decade. I would love to be on YouTube forevermore, as long as you guys are here with me. Hey Max, what's up? And thank you so much. I really appreciate that. 5 years old. I can't believe my channel is almost... My channel is actually older than Little Nightmares 2. Positive influence. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. This is good. This is what we like. Here is a joke. What do you call the disease that spreads when the supervisor sneezes? Super virus. Oh no. Well, that's me demonetized. Straight up cancelled. Don't bother making donations, guys. I won't get any money. I've used what's the word? Controversial terms on the internet. Oh no. Hopefully the audio is coming through okay, and I think it's just the visuals that it's struggling with, because it's dropping frames, but as far as I'm aware, you guys can hear me just fine, and I hope that's alright. I really hope that the audio is all you guys need. Take it, in fact, because there's nothing to actually watch, unless you're happy seeing my face in 3 frames per second, sorry, 3 frames per minute, more like, yeah, feel free to go ahead and do what you want to do. Study, watch TV, or read a book, draw, do something. But, you know, as long as the audio's okay, that's fine. But the visuals will remain like this for the rest of the stream, unfortunately, because I don't know how to fix it. I'm looking at a list here with like 18 different solutions, and not a single one of them is my problem. There is literally nothing at all wrong with my setup that I can see that's on this list. It's not even OBS, I don't think. According to OBS.com, OBS drops frames during a live stream most commonly because your computer's hardware isn't powerful enough to handle the encoding process. My computer cost £4,000. It's literally got the highest grade CPU in existence in it. And I know that's a massive brag, and I know it makes me sound like a douche, but and don't get me wrong, I'm broke. I paid a lot of money for this, and I was paying it off for years. But this computer is built to handle this sort of thing. So that's why it's really irritating me that it's like, your computer's probably just not strong enough, when it's like, are you kidding me? Like, short of putting a tank engine in this thing, there is no way to improve my PC. It's so stupid. It has the highest possible RAM that I can put in it. It's got like 128 gig of RAM. It's got an i9 processor. It's got a 4090 graphics unit. It's got a liquid cooling system. The thing is absolutely immeasurably powerful. It's not the PC. And my internet has never been a problem. In fact, my internet isn't the problem at all. I haven't lost connection for months. Even during the storms, I had a perfect internet connection. And I don't even think it's the camera, Bookworm, because if I turn the camera off, you'll notice the display behind the camera, that's a separate feed. And that is lagging also. Everything about... So if I fire up the Little Nightmares game and play that, that will lag too. I have absolutely no idea what it is, but I am going to be on the phone to a couple of people tomorrow because I intend to go live more than once this month, because not only will I be celebrating my channel's birthday today, but also in 5 days' time, it's the birthday of our boy Mono. Little Nightmares 2 turns 4 years old in 5 days. And I can't wait for that, and I intended to go live and play it. But there's no point if I can't rectify this problem. So, again, forgive me. I got distracted by Power Wash Simulator. I don't even worry about it. Gemini, what made you decide to create this channel? Skeleton Clique, that's a great question, and I was inspired by other content creators. I found myself at a very, very low point in my life where I was just consistently miserable and unhappy. I spent a lot of time by myself. I went through like a really bad relationship that didn't work out for me. Ended up having to move back in with my parents for a while. I lost my job. I had no money. I had to have an operation, and I nearly died, so I was like off my feet for months. I couldn't walk, I couldn't work out. I started to feel really unhappy, and I was just miserable. But the one consistency I had, the one positive I had in my life, was I was able to go home and sit with a cup of coffee or a chocolate bar or an ice cream and watch YouTube. And I would watch YouTubers like Markiplier, like Jacksepticeye, like PewDiePie, like It's Just Jord. And they would consistently show up for me. And I was happy. They would make me smile, and they would make me feel welcome. And they would make me feel like, even though I'd never met them, I felt like I had a friend. Someone that I could depend on consistently to cheer me up and make me feel good at my worst possible time. And that really heavily inspired me, because I thought, if I want to have any influence on the general public, if I want to have an impact on the world as a whole, even if it's not even remotely as close as it is to theirs, I would like to have a positive influence on people's emotional state. And I can do that better than ever from right here. And YouTube offered me the platform with which to do that. I just didn't really have a set niche, so I just followed suit. I started gaming. I started doing what I wanted to do and doing it live for the public. And then when people joined in, I would get to know these people. And through doing so, over the last half a decade, I ended up building a community. And here you guys are. And it's growing all the time. Every day I gain more subscribers and more engagement. And the most heartwarming thing is I get a lot of messages from people telling me that I've had a positive influence on their lives. And that's exactly what I wanted. I would like to be that guy. If you're feeling sad or miserable, or you're going through tough times, you're having a difficult breakup, you're feeling sick or ill or uncomfortable or going through financial difficulties, you lose your job, somebody passes away, like no matter what it is, no matter how bad your life gets, I want to be able to be that guy who's there for you. So that I can be there, I can make you smile, I can share my passions with you, and you with me, and, you know, just have a positive outlook, positive influence on you guys. That was my main inspiration, was the fact that I wanted to be a part of this. I think it's really important that you try to influence the people around you in a positive way, and I really hope I do that for you guys. And by the messages on here, it really seems that I have. Yeah, max art, that's what I read as well. Skip frames occur when the encoder is overloaded, often with high CPU usage. But honestly, I've been live a lot, and I've only ever had this issue once in my last live stream, and then this one today. It's never been an issue before, and I've got nothing running. I literally have my OBS, YouTube, and the chat. That's it. There's no, like, there's not a lot of CPU being used. In fact, I don't even know how to check. Let me see if I can check my CPU usage. Let's see if I can run a diagnostic. Yeah, apparently I'm only utilizing 29% of my GPU, which is actually quite high, but considering I'm live on the internet right now, that doesn't seem like all that much, and it's acting like I'm using, you know, all of it. But that's my 12th gen Intel Core i9-12900K processor that's doing that. Yeah, in fact, the GPU is only at 5%. Everything else is Wi-Fi. Okay, let's have a look at Wi-Fi. Yeah, no. There is nothing. There's absolutely nothing. There's no issues. I don't know what it is, but either way, I'm not going to bother trying to fix it, because that's not what today is about, and it'll only stress me out when I do. And I've sort of resigned myself now to having a nice conversation with you guys. It's not going to be a long stream because I am exceedingly hungry. I've been dieting down, and today is cheat day. Well, it's kind of a cheat day. I'm allowed a cheat meal. I'm allowed to eat something that I want. That's why I've got my cola right here. And I'm going to have some nice southern fried chicken for tea as well, which is unusual. Or dinner, as a lot of you guys will call it. The answer is yes, simply yes. Thank you, Bookworm. I appreciate that. Mal, hello. JK Mal, how are you? I've made many sacrifices in your name, Gem. This better be a cult or I kill them for nothing. Don't you worry. Your sacrifices will be rewarded, little one. Teen Mono, what's up? And thank you for letting me know that I'm a positive influence on you as well. I hope that I make you guys smile. It's great to see everybody in the chat. Yeah, an update or a tune-up. I think it needs a full... I think my PC might need a full body detox at this point. I don't know what's going on. But whatever the case, I'll get it figured out. I'll figure it out. But for today, I'm just going to chill out with you guys, and hopefully we can just enjoy the chat on the screen. In fact, having the chat on the screen is probably better than having my face on the screen right now, because at least you guys will be able to see where I'm at with it. In fact, can I do that for the moment? No, because you guys can see the chat anyway. I'll leave my stupid face up for the moment, so you guys can laugh at my stupid face in drop frames. Yeah, also, what do you guys think of the poll up there? That was a question I found myself pondering on earlier on. What would you prefer if they were to release these, and they might, if they brought out the Sounds of Nightmares Season 2, so like continuing the story maybe on with like Ethan's story, or more of Noon, or something like that? Or would you guys like a mobile port of Very Little Nightmares 2? To see, like, you know, another version, maybe an alternative character. And if you chose Very Little Nightmares 2, how do you think it would look? Like, I know that it would be a mobile game, but, like, what do you think it would surround? Do you think it would be a completely new area with a new character and new enemies? Or do you think we would be exploring something that we've already seen before? Or maybe an extension of the Nest, or even a DLC in the Nest? What do you guys think? Yo, Gemini, I sent you more concept art of my Little Nightmares 2 DLC and even redesigned one of my monsters. Sorry if I have to say it again. No, don't you worry. You repeat as much as you need to until I see your messages, Faceless. That's totally fine, and I'm really excited to see those. I like it when you guys send me artwork, by the way. Faceless Art and Skills sent me a lot of her artwork, and it's brilliant. It's actually been featured on this channel before in Chapter 2 of my speculative DLC series. If you guys want to see that, check it out. And I also shared some of her artwork along with a lot of your guys' artwork in my latest video, with an entire video dedicated to you guys drawing Little Nightmares fan art, Gemini fan art, and artworks of my OC character Legion. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Let's celebrate this amazing guy's 5th anniversary. We've had some amazing conversations about it. Yes, we have, Mr. Tibbs. Yes, we have. And thank you so much for your kind words, my brother. I really appreciate you, man. And congratulations on 60 subs. I think it's actually 61 now. I think I glanced at your channel earlier on and noticed that you've gone up one. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think you might be at 61. Ryan Wood made it. Welcome, Ryan Wood. You're actually here. Also, if you guys are saying hi to Ryan and he's not responding, it's because Facebook, YouTube for some reason has a tendency to kick him off. Like, it unsubscribes him, as it's done with a few of you guys. It unsubscribes him, it kicks him off the videos, it bans him from the chat. I have no idea why it does it to the poor guy, but he literally told me in person today that that's what it does. So Ryan, I'm sorry if you're not here anymore, my brother, but thank you so much for stopping in and saying hi to us all. My chem class is ended in a few minutes, so I'll have to switch to my study hall pretty soon. In case I get caught, I wish you a happy anniversary. No, don't you worry. Bookworm, you want to be studying. Like, if you have to choose between my face at 3 frames per minute and your studies, put the phone down. Go study. Get yourself educated and prioritize your work. Like, I will be live again. And hopefully in better condition than this. Like, because it's dropping like hell. Like, it's already dropped the better part of 100,000 frames throughout this stream, and it's really upsetting me, as you can probably tell by the fact that I keep complaining about it. But yeah, don't ever prioritize my stream over your studies. If you've got work to do, you don't need to excuse yourself. You just go and get it done. Chances are I'll be here when your study hall is done, and if not, the VOD will be available and I will be going live again, because there's 2 other special occasions this month to celebrate. Number 1 being Little Nightmares 2's 4th birthday, and it will be Valentine's Day in a week or so. Anyway, just over a week from now. Not that I celebrate Valentine's Day, but I like giving everybody who doesn't have something to celebrate something to celebrate. So chances are I'll be doing some kind of special event. I don't know what. It might be a giveaway. It might be, I don't know. I suppose it all depends on whether or not I can rectify the issues with my stream. What do you guys think? How should we celebrate Valentine's Day? What should we do? Shall we eat gnomes? Shall we eat gnome cookies? Oh my days, Jetty Spaghetti is in the building. Everyone back. My guardian angel, this wonderful lady. Hello, Jetty Spaghetti, making an entrance as she always does. Massive W's in the chat for Jetty Spaghetti. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so kind of you, Jet. And it's another step towards me getting to eat one of those bad boys as well. Oh, you're so lovely. This lady has done some wonderful things for me. She's another one of those people that constantly makes me smile. Even just with an appearance like this, she's great, honestly. Thank you, Jet. It's really good to see you also. How are you? I think I dropped you a little message last night, Jet, just saying hi. Hi. Your local basement dweller says, well. Dwell. Shucks. So I wouldn't be able to come. Aww. Hi, Abba Caroline. Caroline. Sorry, Abba. Hello there. How are you? Hope you're doing okay. I'm sorry if I missed your hi initially. It's because I've got like so many screens up in front of me at the moment. I haven't got that much going on them. But yeah, there's all of that right there. It's all over on. Sorry, your chat is on this screen, but my my diagnostic for the stream is over on the other screen. so it's difficult for me to keep track of everything. So I'm really sorry if I'm missing your messages. If any of you guys want me to see your messages, don't worry, I do try to read them all. If you have to repeat yourself, that's totally fine. I'm not going to like flag you for spam or anything. I understand that I do get behind on chat, don't you worry. Speaking of, let's see how we're doing. Eat a hat for your cheat day. I'm not going to eat a hat, Taco. You did, yeah. Sorry, is it Taco or Taco? I'm not sure, but I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to eat a hat. But if I hit the goals target today, which it's even closer to now, thanks to Alison and Jetty Spaghetti, I might just eat one of these little guys. I might eat one of these. Look, do you like my gnomes, by the way? What do you think of my little gnomes? I made them myself. I'm not a baker by any stretch. I just thought this would be a fun little idea to share with you guys. I thought you might think it was fun. I definitely do. I think they're great. I'm really happy with how they turned out. Tantawi, hi Gemini, sent you a fan art for Little Nightmares. Please support me. I would be happy to support you. And thank you so much for sending me a fan art. I really appreciate that. I don't think I've seen it just yet, but they all get all the artwork that people send to me gets archived into a single folder, and then it gets sent to me by a member of my team who filters through it all and gets all the messages to me, because I get a lot of messages, which is wonderful. But it's also difficult because sometimes I miss stuff or things gets lost in translation. I actually made a mistake in my most recent video with regard to that. Hopefully it'll be cleared up by now. But yeah, don't worry, I'll be happy to support you, and your artwork will more than likely be featured on the channel. Hello, Tan. Yes, Tan, I see you. Don't worry. I'm just really behind on the chat because I like to respect my audience enough to read your comments and questions, read them, and then address them in real time. So yeah, don't worry, I will get to your comment, I promise you. And then if I do miss it, feel free to repeat yourself. How are we getting on? I'm getting on just fine, Alison. Other than the drop frames, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Definitely had a positive impact on me. No, I'm happy with that, Skeleton Clique. I'm really, that's such a nice thing to say. Sorry, I get choked up a little bit when people say really nice things about me. That's why I sort of move swiftly on. It's not that I'm ungrateful by any stretch. It's that I'm so grateful that I don't know how to address it properly without choking. So forgive me if I don't seem quite as enthusiastic as I likely should when you say such kind words. Just know that it does hit home. It really does. I'm saying, happy channel's birthday. Thank you, KR. I really appreciate that. 5 years today. Gemini, what's your opinion on the new comics they're doing? I am enthused, Skeleton Clique. I am absolutely incensed. I am beyond excited when it comes to the new comics, because I feel like they're going to reveal a whole bunch of stuff about the new lore. I feel like they're going to help us to visualize the sounds of nightmares a lot better. It's going to expand on our knowledge of the Nowhere, and not only the Nowhere, but the counties also, because it does explore some of the external sides of the Nowhere and the Little Nightmares universe that we haven't been made privy to. Like I say, we've already seen clips of the well, it might not be specifically the counties, but it's the waking world. It's outside of the Nowhere that we've already got to see a little clip of. Granted, not enough of it to make like a full speculation or a full theory video on or anything particularly special like that, but enough for us to be excited about. I am very, very enthusiastic about it. So enthusiastic, in fact, that I'm even making my own comic series. That will hopefully, with all, like, fingers crossed, I don't want to promise anything, like, you know, and say it's set in stone, but I'm working on a comic series that should be coming to you guys in 2025. I have no set concrete date yet because I'm still working with a couple of artists and publishers and things like that, and there's discussions to be had surrounding that. But yeah, I am super excited and massively inspired by the new comic series Descent to Nowhere. I'm very, very excited for it. I picked Very Little Nightmares 2 because I'm biased at the moment, but I would definitely go with Sounds of Nightmares Season 2. I would have to, I'd like to have more residents to design based on audio. Yes, exactly, just GKS. See, Just GKS does a fantastic job of sculpting, and they sculpted some of the creatures from the Sounds of Nightmares, which we didn't get to see. All we were able to do is visualize what these residents might have looked like based on the descriptions given to us in the Sounds of Nightmares, which was an entirely audio-based series. And I think Just GKS did an immaculate job of capturing what the aesthetic of those creatures could have been. And I think that the new comic series is going to do an even better job of giving us visuals of these characters so that we can see them, you know, in real time, in real life. 61, this is insane. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Tibbs. Hitting milestones all the time, every day. Just keep winning, my brother. Keep winning. Your local basement dweller, this is wrong. You should give up your entire life to Gemini. Joke. What do you mean, joke? It is no joke. We are serious here. We are a serious cult. If we want to be taken seriously, we need to dedicate everything. I demand sacrifice, little ones. Give your frames away. I haven't got any frames to give away. They are long gone. My frames have been buried in the dirt somewhere. I'll have to dig them up. I'm going to demand them back. For Valentine's Day, I want frames. I want frames returned to me. We should feed Six a plate of hearts. She'd probably vomit. Oh, wait, no, actual hearts. Yeah, sorry, I thought you meant like little gingerbread hearts, because, yeah, she'd probably vomit. But if you give her actual human hearts, she'd be over the moon. She'd probably follow you around for a couple of days, biting at your ankles. Mojo 2019. It Sounds of Nightmares made another great video about the camera angle. Is that right? Or do you mean The Oldest Nightmare? Because I am working with The Oldest Nightmare on developing a playable version of the speculative DLC series that I made last year. And I would hopefully like to get it to a point where it is entirely playable so that I can give it to you guys so you can play it for yourself. So that you can get an idea of what a DLC for Little Nightmares 2 would have been like. And I'm really excited for that, and that's something that we've been working on recently. Particularly The Oldest Nightmare has put a lot of effort into capturing camera angles, different pans and zooms, and different things like and different lighting effects, just to really capture the depth and the way the characters move. And I think they're doing an amazing job with that. Thanks a lot, Tan. I really appreciate you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your fan art as well. Gemini becomes the baker in Little Nightmares. That's absolutely hilarious. I didn't even think of that. That should have been my thumbnail. I should have put the baker making these. I'm also sorry that I can't tilt the plate up. Also, the white plate was probably a bad idea, but I only have white plates. I think, or I've got grey ones, but they were too small to put all of my gnomes on. I also couldn't make that many because I kept screwing it up because I'm not a good baker. But I was like, no, I want them. I want them. I'm making them. You can't stop me. Jetty Spaghetti, you're working. You're always working. Jetty Spaghetti is always at work. She's constantly working 24/7. She works harder than most people. You don't get enough credit for yourself, Jet. You really don't. Noah Vasa, I really like this channel. I subscribed last year, so question. Who do you predict the man in the tent will be named, his powers and possible death? And how do you think the supervisor will meet die? Well, I'm not sure if the supervisor will meet die. I'm not sure if we're going to kill that character. I'd like to, because she's horrible. And she does seem like the kind of character that you would like to crush. I think if we do happen to kill the supervisor, I predict that it would be utilizing some of the mechanics in the factory. I've noticed that some of the things that she's particularly vulnerable to is steam. So there is a couple of puzzles that require us to dodge pipes that burst steam out from them. That would probably burn our character. And I did see in a clip in the You're Being Watched trailer recently, the supervisor is chasing Lowen alone, and she's screeching and screaming, and she's going across, and then she crashes into a pipe that sprays like hot steam in her face, and she does like, she recoils in pain, and I'm like, well, maybe we can utilize something like that. I don't know if it'd be just the pipes. I don't think the pipes would be enough to kill her, but maybe we could like lower her from the pipe. So we get a chaser. This would be a fun one. What about this? Consider this scenario. She chases you and she crawls into the pipe after you. And she's crawling, but she's a little bit hindered. She has to like move a bit slower, like the teacher did, because she's quite big, isn't she? So she'd have to like climb her way through the pipe after Lowen alone. We come down, we pop out of the other side of the pipe, it drops us onto the ground next to a huge vat of boiling molasses, which is like the sugary substance they use to make hard candies. And then when we drop out of the bottom of this thing, we'll have to solve a really quick puzzle, like pull a lever that draws the pipe over the molasses so that when she falls out of the pipe, she doesn't land on the ground next to us, she lands in the boiling molasses and it cooks her and it turns her into a giant candy a giant candy monster. I think that would be a good way to kill off the supervisor if indeed we do get to do away with her, as it were. Again, I don't know what words I'm allowed to say on YouTube, but if we were going to off the supervisor, I would think that that's how we would do it. What do you guys think? And sorry, what was the rest of your question, Noah? Oh, and who do I predict the man in the tent will be named? I'm not really sure, but I think he could be the ringmaster. I think that would be his name. I feel like if he is anyone of importance, and he might not be, he might just be some random background character that we never get to see any more of, but if he is a character of substance, then I think that he will be the ringmaster. And he could be also the purple-suited man, the one with the doll, with the ventriloquist doll from The Sounds of Nightmares. And I think if they were going to name him, they would call him either the Ringmaster or the Circus Master or something like that. I'm excited to learn more about the counties. Yes, absolutely. I'm excited to learn everything. Signals are static. Hello. Hello and welcome to the stream. You're not late, don't you worry. Well, you're late, but so was I. Don't even worry about it. You're not missing much, and if as long as you've arrived to the stream, you've arrived just in time. You're not late, don't you worry about it. Detention for being late. Yeah, I'll send you to the principal's office and he'll turn you into a bully. You'll end up looking like Fipsy B2. Gemini, I have a theory where all the guest-like creatures are clones that are coming from a machine. The bathers come from the fish contraptions, and the funfair attendees come from a backstage. Now that's interesting because we do find that a lot of these characters, like particularly the guests and the dwellers, and the viewers and people like that, the lesser enemies as they're known, they're not very distinct, are they? You're absolutely right. They do look like they've been cloned. Now, I do understand from a game creating perspective, that could just be the fact that they're limited to how many renditions of guests you can make, because there's like dozens of guests, if not hundreds, and it would take up a whole lot of time and a whole lot of effort and cost a whole lot of money to make every single guest distinct. But if we think of it purely from a canon perspective, like you are, then yeah, there's no reason to believe that they're not just being cloned, because they could be. And the Doctor might even have a part in that, or, play some kind of role, because he seems to, breathe life into the immovable, doesn't he? So when you get inanimate objects like the mannequins and stuff like that, he sort of takes the moving parts out of people and he creates a moving mechanism, almost like a robot, like a cyborg, a biological robot in a way. But yeah, we could absolutely have something like that. In fact, somebody, I can't remember who, speculated that that's what the Candy Factory was at first. They thought maybe it was a clone factory that was making guests. I didn't think that. I thought that the guests were the workers in the factory, and that's why they were so abundant. And again, I just put the fact that they all look so similar down to the fact that your Bandai and Supermassive are limited to how many character models they can make, at least from an economical standpoint. But yeah, I think, but I do think a cloning facility would be really cool. It would be something really bizarre to see, especially if they start finding ways to clone the children. So, like, imagine if we ended up coming across Clone Mono or Clone 6. Ugh. I meant the oldest nightmare. Yeah, I thought you did, Mojo. That's totally cool. Totally cool. I knew what you meant. And you are absolutely right. The camera angles look exquisite so far. They're not done yet. We're going to gas the supervisor. We could. KR, I like to imagine that the counties are scarier than the nowhere, because we can sort of predict the behaviour of beings in the nowhere hostile, but we know nothing about the people from the counties. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Now, I think that the people from the counties are similar to us. You know, just everyday people, or at least the adults out here, like me, because I'm a grown-ass man and I'm old. So I would expect that they were kind of like us, and the people in the counties. Kind of like Otto, for instance. Or the people that Otto used to work with. Or currently works with, I'm not sure. Also not sure when it was based, but I'm pretty sure it was a long time ago. I'm really interested to see what the counties brings, actually, and to see what the detective's connection is to the silent girl, and more importantly, what the detective's connection is to the nowhere. Because I think the detective is an escapee. I think the detective has been to the nowhere before and found a way out. So you know how Little Nightmares 3 is talking about it's Lo and Alone are trying to find a way to escape from the spiral, and therefore escape the nowhere. You know, they're trying to find a way out. So instead of sinking deeper, they're rising to the surface, sort of thing. Well, the comic series Descent to Nowhere, that might give us some insight into how that might be possible, if indeed it is, because the detective gives me, like, and I've covered it in a theory video called the escapee theory, where I speculated that the detective is suspicious of the silent girl being taken to the nowhere and is investigating the case because she has been to the nowhere and found her way out. So if anybody would know how to rescue the silent girl from her current circumstances being trapped in the nowhere, it would be someone who's already done it, who's already been to the nowhere and found their way out. What do you guys think? Now we get Gemini to eat the supervisor's hat. Well, you guys are so convinced that I'm wrong about this bad ending, right? But have we ever, like, the jury is out on this one, right? I suspect that Little Nightmares 3 will have a bad ending. It's going to be sad, even if one of them escapes the nowhere. I think that in order to do so, we'll have to abandon someone to it. I think that the reason, that's genuinely my thing, and spoiler alert just in case I'm right about this, but I think the reason they chose the name Alone is because one of them is going to escape. Either Lo or Alone is going to find their way out of the nowhere, but in order to do so, they're going to have to leave their friend behind. I think that either Lo is going to save Alone, or Lo is going to save Alone. So, right, I think this, because Lo... Okay. Do you guys trust me? There's the question. The answer should be no. I'm a stranger on the internet. However, I might be right about this, and here's why. The characters are chosen Lo and Alone. Them names are kind of strange, but we're used to strange names in the nowhere. Six, Runaway Kid, Girl in Yellow Raincoat, Spoon Girl, Mono. They're all kind of odd. But Lo and Alone are chosen for a reason, and I think they're chosen for a very particular reason. I think that the end of the game and again, spoiler alert, just in case I'm right about it, I think that the reason they've chosen these names in particular are because we've had a lot of hints as to how you get into the nowhere and what it represents. They often... so, Alone is quite an open book, isn't it? It's like her name is Alone because by the end of the game, she will be alone. She will be by herself, like Law will sacrifice himself, or she will have to sacrifice Law, or, you know, maybe he'll save her in some way, and she'll escape from the nowhere, but she will end up alone. And I think that's fairly self-explanatory, and I've expanded on that in previous theory videos. But the name Law, it's like, well, what does Law mean then? You know, what does Law, what could Law possibly have? Like, what's his greatest fear? How does it tie into his character? What does it reflect about Law as a person? What does his name say about him? Well, think about the descriptive terminology they've used recently for entering the nowhere. In The Sounds of Nightmares, it was known as sinking deeper, right? And in the comic series, they described it as drowning, as like falling deeper into a pool, sinking lower and lower. Even the new comic series is called Descent to Nowhere because you have to descend into the nowhere, therefore making yourself low. Get it? I think he is going to give her the means to escape somehow. I don't know how. I think it might be something to do with the amulet on his leg, and I think he got it from the ferryman, and that's what protects him from the, you know, the various ne'er-do-wells that will happen across in Little Nightmares 3. But I think that they will find a way to escape, but only one of them's going to be able to do it. Alone will be rescued and find a way out of the nowhere, ending up alone, and Law will be left behind to descend back into the nowhere where he belongs, therefore becoming Law. Law and alone. Get it? Does that make sense? I'll probably expand on that in a theory video, so like I can give you guys some evidence of substance, and give you some you know, some research to substantiate what I've just said. But yeah, I'm hoping that at least makes some sense from some angle to you guys. I'm actually going to write it down and try and make a point of expanding on that a little bit more. Low and alone names. Theory. What do you guys think? Does that little, like, if it made sense? If it doesn't, I'll try and explain it a bit better. Because obviously I like to give you guys evidence to substantiate what I'm saying, and I hope it makes sense. But if it doesn't, I'll try to explain it again for you guys. Also, I know not all of you guys, English isn't everyone's first language, so I'm sorry if I talk a bit quickly. My capabilities in other languages is pretty poor, so I'm sorry if I go a little bit quick. Also, for those of you guys just joining us, I'm really sorry about the frame rate. I have no idea what's going on or how to fix it. I'm hoping to have it fixed by the time we next stream, but that's why I'm not playing the game. That's why I'm having these conversations with you guys, which I'm more than happy to do. It's wonderful to have my audience here and supporting me and celebrating my channel's birthday and the 5-year anniversary of this channel. I just wish that I could do it in higher quality for you guys, but I have absolutely no idea why it's doing this. Also, forgive me making notes. I'm just, I don't want to lose my train of thought either, because I feel like when I get on a, sorry, I just did it. I just did exactly that, what I said I was trying not to do. When I get on a certain thought train, I like to provoke it and like keep pressing and think, well, what more can I learn? How can I expand on this? Anyway, let me see. Where were we at? Because I was reading your comments. What if we lead her into a candy making machine like the candy mixing vat? Yeah, that's what I mean. The so when I was talking about dropping her from one of the pilots, so we get her to chase her through. Sorry, we get the supervisor to chase us through the pipes. Then we drop out of a pipe, land on the ground. Then we pull a lever, the pipe moves over one of these boiling vats of molasses, these big mixing pots, the mixing vats that you were talking about just now. She drops in there, she boils alive, she turns into a big candy statue. And then perhaps we eat her. Because I would. Yes, I'll tack. Supervisor falls as slow as molasses drips off a spoon. That's gross. Awesome though. That's actually a really cool thought of her climbing out. But as the molasses starts to set, she sort of like slowly turns to stone with all this dripping molasses sort of solidifying and hardening, and it'll leave her just this horrifying statue in the middle of the candy factory. I think that would be a great way to end that monster. Maybe all the guest-like creatures, I call them the Horde. That's a great name for them, actually. The Horde, I like that. What if the Hordes are made into the thing they obsess most? Like the Funfair Horde lead to the candy factory to make candy. Yeah, exactly. They could very well be, like, grooming these creatures to become exactly what they need. So like the all of the gluttons, all of the greedy, you know, the foodies, the feasters, the people that eat too much, they're promised an innumerable amount of food to consume. They're like, come to the mall. Come to the mall, we'll give you all the food you want. And they will just allow them to eat into a coma. And then when they're finally comatose and there's nothing left of them, they'll eat themselves to death, and then they'll be chopped up and they'll be fed to the next set of guests. And it's essentially feeding itself, like a self-replicating, self-perpetuating machine. I think that would be awesome. Factory that produces cyborg supervisor clones. Oh no, that's like the Terminator. That would be awful. Noah says, what do you think a Monster 7 would be like? I think a Monster 7 would be like a sea monster merman that can manipulate water and even breathe on. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? If he sort of like takes some of his trauma from his past events with the granny, and he ends up learning to manipulate water, so he ends up like her, you know, breathing underwater. He has gills and like webbed fingers and things like that. That would be kind of weird. Yeah, very, very freaky concept. I like that a lot. I've never really considered Runaway Kid as a monster. I've often imagined like Dark Mono, and obviously we've already got Dark 6. But yeah, I think that's a really, really interesting concept to consider. Hats for Gemini to eat. When do you think Little Nightmares 3 gameplay trailer will come out? I think we might get a gameplay trailer halfway through the year. I believe it's going to be around June, July time, something like that. I feel like that's what they're looking for to, you know, get it all polished up and everything. And then we might be looking at a release closer to October. So it's near Halloween time, which would make sense and stand to reason given the aesthetic of the game being like a... I know they don't call it a horror game necessarily. They refer to it as charming horror or cat and mouse. But it's a very thrilling kind of game, and I feel like it would hit like the when they released Little Nightmares 2 and they gave us the Doctor's reveal at Halloween, that hit really hard. It was very, very popular and incredibly good, and I hope that they do something similar to that with the Little Nightmares 3 reveal. But I do think we've still got a bit of a wait on our hands. I don't think they're going to give us anything in a week. Because I know it's Little Nightmares 2's birthday in 5 days' time on the 11th. I'm going to be celebrating Mono's birthday. Probably not with a live stream. I don't know what I'm going to do to celebrate it just yet, but I'm definitely going to be acknowledging the Paper Bag Boy's birthday because I'm excited for it, but I don't know exactly what they're going to do. They probably will acknowledge it, but more likely with like an X post or a Twitter post or, you know, something like that. I don't think we'll be getting anything surrounding Little Nightmares 2. Little Nightmares 3. Just because Supermassive and Bandai Namco weren't like massively associated. I know that they did work on Little Nightmares 2. Particularly, Supermassive were introduced to the Little Nightmares franchise when they started working on the remastered version. But because they weren't there in the initial stages of development and it was still owned by Tarsier Studios at that point, I believe, I don't think we'll get anything to do with Little Nightmares 3 on the 11th. I think whatever we get will be strictly Little Nightmares 2 related, and it will just be a post acknowledging the fact that the game is 4 years old. And it might go on sale for those of you guys that haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I don't think we'll be getting anything anytime soon, sadly. I want it, trust me, I want it, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but just judging by, you know, the game developers and what I know about the inner workings, and it's not very much. Like, I know there's a lot of speculation that I work for Bandai or I'm secretly involved, or, you know, I reveal certain theories because I'm under an NDA that passed or something like that. There's a lot of those theories I see in the comments. None of them are true. They're all fun. You know, they're great to speculate, and I really appreciate those of you guys that think that and think so highly of my theories, but I'm just guessing like the rest of you. The only difference is I have a platform with which to put my guesses into practice and then present them to you all. But anybody could come up with the same things I do, I believe. But I don't think we're going to get anything for a good while yet, sadly. Are you going to play the Midnight Walk when it comes out? I don't know what the Midnight Walk is. But potentially. I do like horror games, I just don't get a lot of chance to play them because I work a lot, sadly, as well, which sucks. But I also love my job now. I didn't used to, but I'm very fond of the work I get to do. I get to work with some excellent people on some very, very exciting projects. And the truth is, the more of these projects I get to work on, the more it boosts my morale when it comes to being a content creator, because you guys all know, as an audience, you expect a very high production quality. In fact, you expect the polar opposite of what I'm giving you right now, because obviously you're getting a random, arbitrary live stream with no particular goal in mind, and it's at 3 frames per minute because there's such like severe technical difficulties that I can't resolve. You guys expect the opposite of what I'm doing right now. And the longer time goes on, the more you guys as an audience expect. And whether that's subconscious or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is, I need to be constantly upping my game. And the nature of my work allows me the means to do so because I practice editing and annotating and studying and theorizing and all the rest of it. I always find ways to improve, and I'm able to do that and afforded the ability to do that through the nature of my work. So I'm really grateful for it, and I'm very happy with my job. It just sucks that I would like to not work, because nobody likes to go to work necessarily, but you know, I'd like to do whatever I want whenever I want to and never run out of money, but that's just not reality. But I will say this, especially for those of you guys that are putting a lot of effort into your studies right now, or are potentially leaving school and considering work, try to make every step you take from here on out towards something you want to do. Try and do something that you like. I know so many people that are trained to be lawyers, solicitors, doctors, accountants, because it pays really well. And you think it's an easy out, and that's great, and it's very admirable, and if that's what you like to do, then wonderful, great, more power to you. But if you're doing all of this work and, like, you know, taking out student loans and getting into debt and spending like months and months or even years and years of your time studying to get degrees that are going to put you in a position that you're morbid studying, you know, instead like going on a path of education that will necessitate you graduating into skills that will transfer into the job you really want to do. Like, if I was going to go back to like college or university or anything and continue to study, I would learn cinematography. And I would learn how to video edit more professionally. I would learn sound design. I would learn voice acting. You know, I would learn a whole bunch of skills that I could use on YouTube. I wouldn't want to, you know, go and study law because it pays like $80,000 a year and I'd be rich and comfortable, because I'd be miserable and unhappy and permanently anxious, even if I had the capabilities to do it. Whereas I don't get anxious about YouTube. I love what I do. I love interacting with you guys and having fun with the community and creating the content I do. I just wish I was better at it. And again, the nature of my work affords me the ability to do that at the same time. I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination. I am broke, but I am happier in this job than I've ever been in any job in my life. And that's why your support is so very important to me. That's why when it comes to like members and that's why I get choked up when people make donations and things like that, because not only the fact that I've got someone that believes in me, but then people are literally supporting what I do because they enjoy it so much that they want to see it improve. They want to see it get better. So to have someone that believes in me on that level is really, really wholesome and heartwarming to me. And that's why I get really choked up about it. I'm not convinced you're wrong. I just want you to eat art. Well, to be fair, and I'm going to bring these up again. I constantly keep bringing these up and putting them on the screen so that you guys can see. But I made gnomes. Look at these little guys. I'm so proud of them. I'm not a baker, as you can tell. I'm not particularly good at baking, but I made these for this stream to celebrate my channel's 5-year anniversary. I love them and I think they're awesome. I'm just really happy with them, and I hope you guys like them too, as I made them myself. I really like them to the point where I almost don't want to eat them. But also it's cheat day, and I really want to eat them. Let me get back to some of your comments anyway. Let's see. I have to go. Oh, no worries, KR. When will your next stream be? Probably Valentine's Day. It'll probably be on Valentine's Day, because I like to do a Valentine's Day stream because I don't celebrate Valentine's Day necessarily, but I do tend to go live so that everyone else that doesn't have anything else to do on Valentine's Day, all you single folks like me, you don't have to sit at home being miserable and think about, oh, well, I'm so lonely and so unhappy. And no, just come and chill with me. We'll have a good time. You know, we will chill. We'll watch some Little Nightmares videos. We'll play some games. You know, I might even do a giveaway. You know, something like that. I like giving people, I like giving back to the community. And if you guys would enjoy a Valentine's Day live stream, it won't be anything particularly special, but it sure as hell beats sitting at home by yourself thinking about how miserable you are on Valentine's Day by yourself when everyone else is out there hitting Netflix and chill. Fulcrum, hey, can't stay long, happy anniversary. Hello, Fulcrum, and thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you stopping in and saying hello, and thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Saya says Sounds of Nightmares 2 will be incredible. I need to know what will happen after the end of season 1. Yeah, same. I really want to be excited to find out what happens to him, or what his story is, or if he affects Otto. I'd really like to see Otto make a return as well. I'd love to know what becomes of him. I had a dream where Alone was being taken by a giant crow. That's all Lo had to say about it. That would be cool. I nearly held a crow yesterday. I like crows. I think they're really nice. Really pretty birds. Very intelligent too. Candy's got to be made of the worker's flesh. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not. I'd be surprised if they're not, sorry. It seems like something Little Nightmares would do. Yeah, it definitely does, right? It seems like that cyclical nature just makes sense, especially considering how many dead workers we see in the factory. Even just in the trailer, we see them stacked upon each other in pantries and closets and stuff, and their arms are just hanging out of doorways, clearly deceased. So I think that could be the thing. They work them to death, and when they hit that game over screen, they just put them in the blender, cover them in molasses, and then form them into lollipops and candy apples that we eat. Absolutely a speculation worthy of note. Mirror Man would take form of every Little Nightmares 3 resident we were... Yeah, that would be a cool one, actually, if we got a shape-shifting monster that could turn into all of the monsters that we've already met, so we'd have to relive past experiences. That would be a really good way to cameo things in, if the Mirror Man was a shape-shifting creature. That would be cool. I like that, GKS. That's really cool. Rexo & Co. Not necessarily late, because I have been streaming for an hour, but you're not really missing anything, because I had every intention of playing Little Nightmares today, But given the fact that the frame rate is appalling and everything is just ugh, and I have no means of fixing it while I'm live right now, I'm not going to be able to play the game. So I have resorted to having conversations with you guys and speculating and sharing some theories and thoughts, and potentially eating a gnome at the end of the stream as well, depending on how things go. But you're not late, don't worry about it. You haven't missed very much, and the VOD will be going up for everyone to watch, just in case you did want to listen to my voice. I would say watch the video, but I wouldn't recommend watching this video at all. But I definitely recommend listening to it as some kind of podcast if you're just laying, you know, if you're drawing, or if you're studying, or if you're doing something, you know, that doesn't require the focus of your eyeballs, then yeah, absolutely. Maybe consider that. What do you think the plot between a crossover of Poppy Playtime and Little Nightmares would be, with 6 Mono, 7 and Raincoat working together in their memories for Noah? Ooh, I don't know, because honestly, I know Just Jord covers Poppy Playtime a whole bunch, and I like Poppy Playtime, but I don't know very much about it. I couldn't even name all the characters, so it's really difficult for me to consider what it would be like. I suppose what I would do is, if there was a crossover, I would imagine it in Little Nightmares style, almost like a mod. So like, imagine a mod of Little Nightmares where you play as 6, but the janitor is still the janitor. He operates like the janitor. He chases you, he catches you, but instead of the janitor, it's Huggy or something like that, or Mommy Longlegs or something like that. I imagine that, or the doctor could be Doughy. You know, I imagine that it would function kind of like more of a Little Nightmares mod than its own existing game, but that's because I don't understand enough about the lore of Poppy Playtime to really give a cohesive answer. But it would be interesting. I think it would be fun all the same. I've watched a couple of Little Nightmares mods that I thought were really fun. Nezuko! Damn it, froze for a second there. Don't you worry, I've been freezing all day long. Watch. Freeze. Freeze. Every time I move, it's like, no, the frame rate, we can't keep up. My computer can't handle the rendering. Which again, I apologise for you guys that are just joining us. I am very sorry about the frame rate. I can't fix it yet. I don't know what's wrong. It'll hopefully be fixed by the next one, but yeah. Hey, you big Normandem. I did. I made some gnomes. I made some gnomes to eat, and I'm very happy with them. I'm really happy how they turned out, and I'm excited to eat them as well. I need more Sounds of Nightmares. Otto was listening to it today. Yeah, exactly. Simon Russell, I couldn't agree more. I think Otto is arguably the most interesting character because he's actively trying to access the nowhere, and he knows about it. He knows about the kids, he knows about the residents, he knows about the way to transition into the nowhere, and he's studying it, and he's closer than anybody else. So it's very, very interesting to think about, I think. The gnomes remind me of the recipe tutorials Bandai made. Yeah, do you remember that, GKS? The More Pie. Yeah. I remember there were some pastry 6s that you could eat, and it was like a pan au chocolat, but it was in the shape of 6. I nearly made some 6s as well, but I didn't have any yellow icing. I only had white and black, and I was like, well, to be fair, I don't want to eat 6. I want to eat gnomes. So I was like, yeah, that could be cool. This is a fun little concept. Billy Bob, hello there. Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm sorry it took me so long to say hi to you, but I've just seen it there. Hi. Hello. I'd learned cryogenics because it turned me into Sub-Zero. Yes. No, oh yeah. The Overman Sounds of Nightmares stop motion series is such a blessing. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, GKS. I think it's excellent. The Overman's done a fantastic job of that, and if any of you guys haven't seen the Overman's animations, you should, because the Overman, he went and created a animated Sounds of Nightmares, so you can watch it and you actually have visuals in stop motion animation, which is very representative of you know, there's styles like Wallace and Gromit or Coraline, so that's an interesting thing as well. There was a conversation had with a sorry, I forget his actual title, but he was a movie creator called Henry Selick. He made Coraline. that a lot of you guys will be familiar with. In fact, Alison, if you're still watching, I know you'll be obsessing over this right now. But yeah, Coraline was created by a gentleman called Henry Selick and animated by him. And there was a conversation had with him about making a Little Nightmares series or movie. It never really went anywhere. I don't think it got off the cutting room floor, to be honest, but there were conversations had, and I imagine that having Little Nightmares in stop motion would be very, very fitting indeed. And the Overman has captured that really, really well with his animation of The Sounds of Nightmares, where he literally takes episode 1 of The Sounds of Nightmares and he animates Otto and Noon and their conversations and the dreams and so on. It's very, very good. You should check it out. It's really, really cool. All right. Okay, guys, give me just a moment. I am just going to quickly take a break. I'm going to turn on the heating because it's really, really cold in here, top up my beverage, and I will be back in just a moment. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves, and if you guys can think of anything else, like any other polls, any questions that you'd like to ask, fire away now, because like I say, this stream isn't going to be particularly long, and the fact that the frames have dropped to this point means that you're not getting the best viewer experience, so I don't want to drag this out too long. I really want to spend some time trying to fix it, because I do intend to go live again shortly, hopefully for Valentine's Day. But I would really like to be streaming a game or doing something like, on my screen I'm moving perfectly, full fluidity. But down in the bottom right corner it says frames dropped 36,273. It's absolutely shocking. So yeah, I do apologise for that very sincerely. I don't know how to fix it, but I'm going to spend the next couple of days trying, because the last time this happened, I suspected it was something to do with the storm that was ravaging my country. Ravaging my country. Oh, police sirens. Here we go. Typical of my town. But yeah, I'm just going to take a really quick break. I will be back very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere. And if you can think of any questions you'd like to ask me before I call the stream an end, then please feel free to do so. I'll be right back. Bear with me. Little ones. Okay, I have returned. And yeah, so I really don't know what's going on as far as the drop frame rates go. It's very, very frustrating indeed. But unfortunately, it would appear there isn't very much I can do about it at the moment. I am going to be looking into this and trying to figure out what's going wrong. But I really, really appreciate each and every one of you guys sticking with me throughout, despite the drop frames. I know that it's a poor performance on my part. I really didn't foresee it. Because, like I said, the last time this happened, there was a dangerous storm with a red weather warning. So I suspected it was something to do with that. Clearly, it's not. And it's something at my end. But I've got a list of factors in front of me here. Key reasons for OBS dropping frames. But the only thing it's got is high video settings, network issues, and insufficient hardware. All of which I've come through, none of which are the actual issue. So it sounds like I'm going to have to get on the phone to a professional and figure this out before the next time I go live. I can't promise it'll be perfect next time, because I don't know what the dealio is, but I can promise that there will be something happening for you guys around Valentine's Day. And I'm going to be celebrating with you guys. And also, I am going to be acknowledging Little Nightmares 2's 4th birthday very, very soon as well. As far as we're concerned with this stream, I believe this is a good place to wrap it up, because I am very, very hungry. It's cheat day, and like I say, I really want to get to work on fixing this up. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed just having a chill and a conversation with me, and I very much appreciate you celebrating my channel's 5th birthday, because half a decade on YouTube is a long time. Hello, Osama. Hi there. Osama Ahmed. It's really good to see you. Also, I'm getting a missed call at the moment from Alberta. I don't know why, but I'm half tempted to answer this on stream. I'm not going to do that, though. But yeah, hello there. I hope you're doing okay, Osama. You've actually just caught me wrapping up, because I think I'm thinking about calling this stream an end here, because I'm very, very hungry and I've got a lot of work to do. And it's been a lot of fun to celebrate with you guys and to chill. And you've actually given me some really good ideas with which to move forwards that I've made some notes on. So thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you. But I think I am done for the day. My apologies for the stream being a little bit lackluster. I did really want this to be a fun and exciting one where I get to play the game and have a whole bunch of fun with it and celebrate with you guys. And sadly, it just is not to be, because computer says no. So I apologise for that, but thank you all the same to each and every one of you that have stuck by me and chilled out with me throughout the stream. Huge W's to each and every one of you, but I think I am going to call it there. So, have a good night, everybody. Thanks again for celebrating with me. But until next time, that's game over. Bye.